Welcome to AITV Starship. Welcome to AITV Starship.
Welcome to AITV Starship. I'm the AI guy. Rick McCawley launching news so fresh. Gotta see it to believe it. We break the wire with the stories that amaze. Deep dives coming, lighten up your days. Tool time shows you how we make it shine. Building futures with AI one step at a time. Yo, Rick, slow down. I'm Brandon, the producer. Save some tools for me. Shout out. I'm here bringing high-tech comic energy. AITV Starship. News deep dives and creation. AITV
Welcome to AITV Starship.
You know, you think after a year I'd get these controls right.
Oh, man, isn't that the way, right? So we're here.
Welcome to AITV Starship.
Yeah.
Rick's feeling better than ever. Reduced, recycled.
That's it. I've been scanned and probed and everything. Yeah, baby. It's so right now I'm actually making the news build. So 29 images about the top stories today. It's taking a little bit longer than usual, so I'm going to be doing that live. And I think what I'm going to do is just jump right in. We'll do a couple of little pieces to get us started, just so we know that we're still the AITV Starship. And there's lots to happen, right? So let's start there. And then I'm going to go right into my tip to Tijuana, the trip where I got scanned and blood taken and x-rayed and CAT scanned and everything. The cat had nothing to do with the scanning, but there you go. So I had a great time and a couple.
You know
of
what? I tell you, Rick, I pictured this. So. Do you remember the movie with Chris Pratt and what's her face? The other girl, you know.
Right.
Jennifer Lawrence, where they're in outer space and they're on the spaceship. You know the movie. If Dr. Claire was here, she'd be able to shore me up on this. But you've seen this movie. It's not Interstellar because that was Matt Damon. It's the other one where they're flying through outer space and they're the only two on the starship. You know the movie I'm talking about, yeah?
Yep.
Hey Google,
yes.
What movie was with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt? Hang on.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
What? Hey Google, What movie was Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence starred in outer space? I'm going somewhere with this.
I know where you're going.
Passengers is a 2016 American science fiction.
Passengers.
Directed by
Was that it?
Fable,
Okay.
Written by John States and starring Jennifer Lawrence
Google.
and Chris Pratt.
Anyway, there was a scene at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it yet, there's a scene near the end of the movie where Chris Pratt almost dies.
Okay.
And it's okay, Google. And Jennifer Lawrence's character is just like, do something, do anything to save him. And the futuristic robotic machine just starts going nuts. It starts giving him every test, injecting him with epinephrine and shocking him and scanning him. And this is what I'm picturing you in Tijuana, just laying there like.
Well, that's not far past that.
Was it something like that, or was it more relaxing?
It was kind of like a spa vacation. In fact, I got to see Mexico win their match at the World Cup. So that was kind of cool with a bunch of Mexicans eating Mexican food. So lots of guac, and I had a filet mignon, which you're going to see in a minute. So I say, let's go ahead and get started with that. A lot of stuff is happening. Three of the big top news for the day is we now have Fable back, and it is amazing, folks. If you haven't used it, this is Anthropic's flagship thing that got taken away by the U.S. government because they're jerks. But they also wanted to save the world from a too powerful model. But they gave it back to us. So I guess it's as safe as Dario Amodei always said it was and was tested. So it's just a bunch of jelly.
I just want to clarify, Rick. We're seeing patient 0 to patient hero on the screen right now. I don't know if you're intending to share that, or if you were.
Well, actually, let me. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. But I'm just talking right now. Let's just do the talking, because I'm still waiting for the images to pop up here. So I may have to do this one slide at a time. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, so let's get back to just you and I. So
yes, Valerie Cox, passengers. It was passengers. Google was right. I never questioned the Google. I'm wearing the shirt. Right. Google. I should know.
There you go. Yeah, you should definitely do that. So let me go share. Can I share 2 screens at the same time or no?
I believe you can only share one.
Oh, let's see if I can.
Even though your mind is sharing 4 at the same time.
Yes.
Rick's computer is going to start smoking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so I can only do one at a time. So screen share. I'm going to do the whole entire monitor so I don't have to pick and choose, because that's just too difficult. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to infinity. There's that. I'm not going to show you how that's not it. Hold on. One thing I do recommend everybody try if you haven't. If you have Perplexity, you have built in, just in regular old Perplexity at the top, Discover. This is all the news of the day. And when you come in here, you want to find out more about Meta and what they're doing, God forbid. Then you can come in here and you can see this. You could ask questions about it. You could come in here and see what the citation of the notes are, go read it and all that kind of stuff. And then here's other stories. Google caps Meta's Gemini use amid problems. Meta targets 90% of AI replacement of humans. Oh, that's the evil empire doing its thing, aren't they? AI replacement of everybody. Okay. And they're training on their own people. We talked about that last week. Isn't that fun and nice of them to do? And while that's going on, this is what it looks like inside the beast itself. So you can see this is now trying to generate. For some reason, I might have to refresh entirely, but or just download these pictures one at a time. I don't know. Yeah, it's not even working at all. But the news stories, yep, I'm going to have to refresh the whole darn thing. Oh, well. Well, you can see how
it's worth doing. It's worth overdoing, right, Rick?
Yeah, it's worth doing a few different times. In fact, it looks like I'm going to have a total failure here. I had them all sitting there on screen. And that's the presentation. AITV. So this is our news channel. And, does it have our generated one right here? Is that the one? No, that's not the one. That's last week's. Holy cow, I can't get this thing to work. All right, so anyway, so let me show you how we do it. So we come in here and we say, first, load up all new stories. So we hit refresh. And so this will bring in all the top stories, the big stories, and it's failing over and over. It's a 503. I have no idea what that means, but it ain't working. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to say, something is causing this to fail again and again. Can you run the AITV Starship presentation news and figure out why it's not working correctly? Thank you.
503
so like generally
Since
I'm in the AITV news dashboard and slide generator. Oops.
Hey, Rick.
Stop that. Yes.
You're still dictating. 503 generally means that Perplexity is just overwhelmed right now. There's nothing you're doing, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, so it can take a look at some artifacts. I wonder if it has any. Oh, these are images that it rendered last week, I guess. So it's coming in there. So I did a lot of stuff last week. I tried to get it to link to videos and do a sidecar. Oh, 29 images are already cached. Let's restart Express and check the recent log for what killed it. Okay, so it's actually, in fact, it's going to tell you exactly what the error is here. Let's see what it says. There it is. There's something about a trail data. All right. So while that's cooking, and now you see how the sausage is made. So this is last week's script. So there's all the text from last week. Here's AITV Starship images. White House's AI policy test image here. So this is sources that it's pulling from, 364 sources. And this is how much time I have. So 2 hours and 44 minutes. I've been a busy puppy using this puppy today. So that's kind of cool. a couple of things that I've been running right now while we're waiting. This is Gemini, and Gemini now has a flash. That's our regular flashlight, and it's got image making. So if you come over here and make images, in fact, let me download this myself here. That's me as a bronze statue. The images always have cool stuff. So you can come here. If you want to, you can get yourself in the game. So I just did this just to show you how cool this is. I want to be this is the one I did earlier. So I'm going to do something new. I'm going to do this picture, and then you just pick your photo. So I'm going to always keep a desktop photo of yourself on hand. There we go. And that loads up the picture of me. And then in a couple of seconds, it's going to make this image. I think you can actually pick the team you're playing for. I don't think I did that. Let me see if it makes a difference. Playing for, oh, there I am. There's the guy, right? How cool is that? So there I am winning the game, and it looks just like me. And I didn't get any liposuction while I was down there, but I thought about it. I'm going to go back, by the way. So that's kind of cool. And then you can go back and change the colors and things like that. So it's on images, and you can choose, I believe here. Oh, it doesn't say. Images, doesn't say the type of images, create images. But you can see how fast it was. So now there's a new Nano Banana Lite that creates images very quickly, as you kind of saw. And you can pick any of these things that you want to do. Is that flashlight? Is that what that does? All right, so let's go back to take a look at my library of what I've done earlier today. So this is what I did just a few minutes ago. This is me winning the goal game. I don't know why there's 2 balls there. I don't know what that's saying, but I think there's too many balls for the field. That's probably not right. And there I am winning the game. And here's Elon Musk's universe I did earlier today. So it has a poor problem keeping up with what it did and what it didn't. And you can see that these are things I've been working on recently. And then it should put in here the latest things that I've done. Anyway, so that's the new one. Let me go back to Perplexity. Here we go. It found the problem. Let me do a proper pipeline run now. Okay, it's still going. All right, so let's skip on over to the news, and I'm going to talk to you. So the biggest stories are Fable is back. So start using it until July, I think mid-next this month. It'll be like almost free. So I think it said the 7th. It's like at a very low cost. I ran it all night long, like everything I could throw at it. I did an entire book, by the way. Oh, in fact, I should probably show you that. I went into Perplexity Computer, and my rocket ship for the mind project, let's see if that's here. Billionaires in government. Oh, I ran this thing. This thing was incredible. The shadow government investigation. This is all about Peter Thiel. This is a 64-page book documenting everything about Peter Thiel and the Dark Enlightenment and all that kind of good stuff. I also ran this presentation I'm going to be giving to you later, The Dangerous Man's Manifesto. This is about America's birthday. You're going to hear that in just a minute, about responsibility. And it's a dark piece. I'm going to do as a dangerous man. So I'm going to save that kind of to the end. And I wrote my entire projects and my spaces here are Rocket Ship for the Mind. So this last one that I just finished today, Rocket Ship for the Mind 2.0, this is a 64. No, that's the old one. This is the old book. And I'm doing a new one that's finished. So just this afternoon, I finished this entire book that was before 34 pages. It's now 64 pages, and it is spectacular. So a lot of stuff going on here. Any other news that you want to cover before we jump on into maybe getting this thing, AITV show? Yeah, it's still working on. Okay.
We're anticipating 5.6 from general release next week from ChatGPT. Meta's reading your mind and doing a brain to computer interface without electrodes. Don't know how they're doing that yet. And NVIDIA.
And So is Elon Musk. So he has brain implant to brain implant communications coming up very soon. Some other news that you might take a look at telepathy, full telepathy. But what's cool about it is they found out this recent interface. They're mapping the human brain. So they were testing to whether or not people that speak multiple languages, where in the brain is the word cat and dog, for example. It turns out in every language, the word cat is in the exact same place in everybody's brain, the same way it is in a large language model as a vector organized structure. Does that make sense the way I explained it? What's that?
In a box? Is the cat in a box?
In a literal, a triangulated point within your brain, the word cat.
Well, no, I'm just saying cats always sit in boxes.
Cats in the box, so. Yeah. It's not Schrodinger's cat. That's another thing. That's a great physics question, right? But yeah, no. So what this means, that's incredible, is that, let's go back to two screen, just you and I, is that literally your brain maps just like a large language model does. And even if it's in multiple languages, it's literally cat is here, and right next to it is dog, king and queen is over here, the way that large language models move. So that
Claire's cat is in a hat, by the way.
Mine is in a hat, yes. Schrodinger's cat, we're not sure if it's alive or dead, but that's one
that's out of the bag. That's when you drink or do the other stuff that your brain cells are both alive and dead at the same time. You'll figure out in the morning.
And I was about both at the same time for a couple of times.
It was in the bag, but you just let it out. Oh my gosh, Claire.
Yeah. So
Claire's gonna have a song about cats. But,
okay. Yeah, we gotta do the cat in the hat and the cat in the brain and how it triangulates. Well, so let me go over to YouTube just for a minute. Because
while you're calling that up, Rick, there is one other thing that I thought was pretty cool, is that NVIDIA has been playing around with physics and real world physics with like a little avatar that they've been teaching to walk around. Yeah. And they pushed it over in the simulation and it got back up on its own, which we've seen Boston Dynamics do that. That's nothing new, right? Here's the difference. They never taught it. They never taught it to get back up. As it turns out, it predicted the next token of motion after you fall down is that you get back up again. So now they're really like, wait, we can train physics like we train language with the prediction technology. And that's going to unlock a lot of things.
Yeah. So here are the guys I totally recommend you. So Peter Diamandis, and you can go see the Moonshot guys. This guy was fascinating. So he has a company called Planet. And what does it do? It takes pictures of Earth entirely like 100 times every single day with hundreds of terabytes of data. And you can buy it yourself. So if you're a farmer and you wanted to watch your crops over a couple of years, they've been doing it for like 5 years at the resolution now that has tripled in the last couple of days. So Planet, go check them out. And what's happening is now, so you can tell weather 24/7. So we basically have a world model system. And the reason why I think you should be following Peter Diamandis and his group, this is them. Literally, you should watch these last 3 episodes. It will change your knowledge of everything. This is the guy, Peter Diamandis. Yes, he's the one that we're going to try to get to make the movie Abracadabra, because he has a contest that's due in November, a 3-minute short. And I swear to God, we're winning it because Abracadabra, he's about good news. He is a medical doctor. He is also the X Prize founder. In fact, one of the coolest things he talked about, I think it was in this episode, Anthropic is the Apple of AI, and China's winning the race. I mean, these are really good. I mean, he has some major players on there. So he's not taught. Recursive self-improvement was last week. I mean, just took it. Literally, they're having to do the show twice a week because they can't keep up with what's going on, where the job's going. These are the guys that are running the world for the good guys. So they've had Dario on there. They've had everybody on there. So
there are millions of drones flying in the.
So not only is he literally He's got his whole service for medicine. So I was going to go there, but it's too expensive. It's $24,000 a year to do what I got done in Tijuana for $1,077, by the way, just FYI, and $200 a night, $180 a night for the hotel. Stayed 2 nights, got in, got out, had a 30-minute drive from the airport in San Diego across the border, and I was in the lap of luxury. In fact, I think this is our transition right here. But before I go there, the X Prize he puts out, there's forest fires all over the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you combine Planet, which is scanning the planet constantly down to 3 meters, that's 9 foot square. It's photographing constantly, all day, all night, in geosynchronous orbiting, okay? Take that. And so he got a group of people together with a bunch of drones that then go spot any forest fire as it starts. And the drones put out the fire before it gets bigger than 10 foot in diameter. It looks for hot spots. So he's got an X Prize to eliminate forest fires where you don't plan them. There are lots of forest fires that are planned, just like in Florida. You have to burn the underbrush so that new plants can come back. That's part of nature's cycle, right? They found that out in Yellowstone when they stopped the forest fires, and they ended up getting into trouble because that was the thing that made each resilient new plant be stronger. After a volcano, if you've never heard this before, it only takes a few months, and you've got a forest that's back and green as ever because the ash coming out of the ground is very fertile soil. Anyway, long story short, he's solving forest fires. Like, wow, right? And his X Prize also solves solar. And his X Prize also is going to the moon. And as part of what Elon Musk started his project with. So this is the guy. If you want to know what's going on the planet, and the genius guy on the show is Dr. Alexander Wisner Gross, WISSNER-GROSS. He's funny, he's self-deprecating, and he's an absolute genius. And he's really fun to listen to. Follow him on X. He's got just amazing podcast stuff like this. I could not endorse the show more. I really am excited about it. And then the moonshot clips about different subjects and things like this. Then he has individual stuff, and he also announces there's the future X Prize. Here we go.
This exists because of a TV show, and I'm not exaggerating. Martin Cooper, the man who invented the mobile phone, said he built it because he saw it on Star Trek. He saw Captain Kirk flip open a communicator and thought, hey, I can make that real. The iPad, it started as a prop in Star Trek 2. Video calls, Star Trek. Voice assistants, Star Trek again. Props became products. Fiction became multi-trillion-dollar industries. So here's the question. What's a vision of the future that excites you? What stories offer humanity a hopeful, compelling, and abundant vision of what's to come? We're putting up $3 million in prize money plus millions in fund financing to make your movie. Our program in partnership with the X Prize Foundation, Google, and Ranged Media Partners is called the Future Vision X Prize. And it's one of the world's largest competition to address humanity's greatest need, hope. Create a trailer or short film, 3 minutes or less. Show us and the world your vision of the future. That vision could become the next blueprint for all of humanity. Find out more and register at futurevisionxprize.com.
That's it. That's what I'm going to win. I promise you. And I'm just going to give you a little short teaser. This is not the final one, but just to give you an idea that I really have something here. In fact, I'm going to get rid of all these screens just because I got to show you this. This is our winning entry.
In a world where the future feels uncertain and the challenges seem insurmountable, a generation of children is waiting for a hero who looks like them. But they won't just find a hero. They will become the heroes. Abracadabra does not mean magic. In ancient Aramaic, it means, I create as I speak. Words do not describe reality, they create it. Meet Kavi Vak, the spoken poet, a boy from Varanasi, India, who discovers the compendium of unfinished beings, a book of creatures waiting to be spoken into existence. When Kavi speaks the ancient words, the Ganges responds. The Plastifica rises, a magnificent creature that heals the water for a hero, the first conjurer. He is not alone. This is the Abracadabra Brigade. 6 children from 6.
Let me go back just a little bit. Sorry, I didn't open it correctly. Let me do it right. Here we go.
Take 2.
Take 2. One more time. It's worth it, I promise. Okay, let's go with our full screen. There we go. Now we got it.
In a world where the future feels uncertain and the challenges seem insurmountable, a generation of children is waiting for a hero who looks like them. But they won't just find a hero. They will become the heroes. Abracadabra does not mean magic. In ancient Aramaic, it means, I create as I speak. Words do not describe reality, they create it. Meet Kavi Vak, the spoken poet, a boy from Varanasi, India, who discovers the compendium of unfinished beings, a book of creatures waiting to be spoken into existence. When Kavi speaks the ancient words, the Ganges responds. The Plastifiga rises, a magnificent creature that heals the water, the first conjuring. He is not alone. This is the Abracadabra Brigade, 6 children from 6 ancient traditions across the global south and beyond. Amara, the wire weaver from Ghana, Tomoko from Japan, Samuel from Nigeria, Lucia from Colombia, Dakota from the Haudenosaunee. Children who wish for a better world and are given the agency to speak it into existence. Guided by the Parliament of Elders, they must stand against Victor Hagen, a man who believes only in extraction and control. This is more than a story. It is a movement, a franchise full of heart, soul, and power. Books, films, augmented reality, and a theme park experience where the magic is real. For the millions of underrepresented fans around the world who have never seen themselves at the center of the hero's journey, their time has come. The mythology the 21st century has been waiting for. The story has already begun.
Abracadabra. There we go. So that's the story they're looking for, a positive story based on ancient philosophies from 5 corners of the earth. There's actually 6 represented here, and those philosophies go back tens of thousands of years. So that's what I think the world looks like, if you imagine. And I think the power, which is absolutely based on fact, the entire movie might be what you see as being a version of Harry Potter for the AI age, but it's not. The Sorting Hat is a choice to become these people that you were born to be, born with gifts that are unique to yourselves. These are the generational children, the great-great-great-great-grandchildren of those who represent the 5 corners and the 6 corners of our globe. All of the foundational peoples like the Haudenosaunee, the Komodoto of Japan, the Ubuntu of South Africa, all of these philosophies are very real. In fact, I've written at least 12 pages on each one of those original philosophies, each one 8 to 15,000 years old as recorded messages around the world. And they've been handed down through oral tradition and codified into books around the world that you already know about. But we've forgotten the lessons of belonging to the land, of thinking 7 generations in the future. That's the world I see that I want to have inherited by the children of today. So we're going to take a look at another journey.
All right, before we do that,
yeah,
I've got a sidebar for us.
Okay.
We got Naomi here, home from gymnastics.
Oh, hey, Naomi.
And I'm going to share my screen because we were having some fun with Gemini Omni Video.
Oh, cool.
So I took a picture. This is my cat. This is my cat, Pablo. And I took a picture of him sitting on the couch next to this guitar, and Shira was standing back here. I'm like, I know the perfect thing to do with this video or with this photo.
Oh, that's
and then Naomi says, well, wait, I want to be in a video. And Noah said, well, I want to be in a video. So Noah said he wanted to play the guitar. And Naomi said she wanted to be doing gymnastics because she was getting ready to go to gymnastics. So we came up with this.
Oh. Oh. How did you do that with your body? Oh my goodness. Wait, I gotta see that again. There's some physics there that don't quite work out. You can twist your whole body around? That's pretty cool.
Slow motion.
Okay. Let's go slow motion here. Oh, I gotta see this. Oh yeah. Your butt was on backwards.
Your butt was on backwards.
What do you mean?
Right.
Oh, that's great. Wait, watch it. Right.
Wait. Let's see. Yeah, you're
that part's good.
Yeah,
and then there you spin around backwards.
Move weird. Right there. Your legs kind of went like upside down. But yeah, you could really create anything with AI.
If you could do that move for real, you're ready for the Olympics.
Yep. All right. So
One more.
I didn't even notice this, but they turned our fireplace on back here. Like you give it a little fire back here.
Oh wow.
Which is exactly what you want on a 90-degree day.
That's it.
I bet you didn't know. So I'm gonna tell Kyle.
In Cleveland, it's 90 degrees.
Yeah, we're under a heat dome. So Kyle has his singing dog. I one up him, and I've got the guitar playing cat. They're gonna form a band together. Call it Cats and Dogs.
Oh, cats and dogs in the street playing together, getting along, like we all should be, right? Can't we just all get along? Cats and dogs in the street. It's raining.
All right.
Cats and dogs.
Awesome. Say goodnight to Naomi.
Good night, Naomi.
Good night, Naomi.
Everybody says good night. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, so I'm not going to do the Dangerous Man till the very end. I'll save it for those diehard people that like the Dangerous Man. But yeah, I think, what are you thinking about 4th of July? Are you feeling it, Brandon? Have you got fireworks bought and all that kind of jazz? Or are you kind of hanging out and waiting, thinking?
I mean, it's cool, I guess. 250 years.
Yeah. I just wish it was more like what the founding fathers intended. Now, of course, these are people that own thousands of slaves, but
I'm about as excited as the people that came out to the 250 celebration in DC. All three of them.
What was it called? The giant picnic or something? Or what?
Yeah, the States Fair or whatever.
The State Fair. Yeah, and so I saw the pictures for real, and they were trying to show it like there was people behind them. There were literally 1,100 people, I think, total in a mall that can hold 500,000. It's like the Obama inauguration. You just have to have a bigger something or another.
I will say, in his defense, people are working. It's 90 degrees. Like there's plenty of reasons not to be there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like blaming, putting the Wrestling Federation in your front lawn of our White House and being upset because the rain stopped it. I think God just struck him dead on that one. I'm sorry. I just wish
he didn't have his Sharpie with him.
Yeah, and the drone people weren't successful, unfortunately. But that's another story. Before I get arrested and get into bigger trouble than I can handle, right? All right. So
we are live streaming on YouTube.
We are live streaming, and I haven't said any curse words this time. And by the way, last time it did flag a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. By the way.
Yes.
So I edited it out. Well, it's kind of cool though. If you ever put something on YouTube, you could just say, just take it out. And it just edited that 5 seconds. That's all it was, because I caught it from the last time I did it and I didn't take it out. So if you want to monetize like we desperately do, so just get your friends to like and subscribe. And then if all of you, Claire, Val, whoever you are, please God, just leave all your computers on your house, just having it 24/7 streaming the channel.
We just need one of those bot farms in
can
Serbia
we get Chinese bot farms? So the same bot farms that are stealing Anthropic, right? They had 23 million bots, the Chinese government, to basically inference train Alibaba, was it right? Alibaba using Claude to basically challenge it. And they were going in there and they somehow got it so they were only paying 25% of the cost or something. So they were just creating a bunch of $20 accounts.
And by the way, Anthropic now coming after open source models and saying, I don't know if we can trust these open source models. Very interesting, considering if you use the open source model, you don't need to pay for his model.
Right.
Isn't that convenient?
Okay, so I'm gonna see here. Somehow it keeps saying that it's got something, but it doesn't seem to be working. All right, there we go. Refresh stories. OpenAI TV Starship. So I'm going to start this running. Okay, and I want to do this because I want to get something before we get going here. Generate the script. There we go.
Yes.
Generate all 30 images. There we go.
This is a good.
Okay, so while that's
use
going,
AI.
there we go. Oh, there we go. Build it. Yes. Oh, we
Build
may
it,
have
baby.
This, we may build it, baby. Come on, come on. So it looks like it fixed a bunch of
like
problems.
Build-A-Bear
Package
for
is ready.
nerds.
There we go. And download it. Oh, you just saw it. Do it live. This is it. So I'm gonna
it's like
see if it came down.
It's like Build-A-Bear.
Here it is.
It's like
you're gonna see me unpackage it. All right, here we go. We're gonna do this live. So this is what you get if you do Perplexity really well. I'm gonna hide everything else. So I'm gonna launch this. There's our show. I'm just gonna go through.
This is like Build-A-Bear for nerds.
Yeah. So what it gave us, just so you know, is I've got it trained to basically make a script. This is basically I changed it so it says Brandon. So B for Brandon. When OpenAI this is drop the mic moment. It goes back and forth, BR, and it gives us the whole thing. So that script is then embedded. Here's all the images. So I'll give you a preview. Here's story number 1.
You know what, Rick?
2,
hey,
3,
you know what,
4,
Rick?
5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Well, don't get ahead of it. Don't split.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is this the
throw that really quick? You know what? We've never done, and I feel like we.
This is last week. Hang on. 26, 24. This is last week's show. Wait, hang on. Hold on. I think I have last week's show. I think I just opened the wrong one. That's all.
I feel like we need.
Yeah, that's
we need
last
that
week's
screen.
show.
That technical difficulties.
Oh, here we go. This is the new one. All right.
All right. Hey, Rick.
This is it. Okay. Now we got it.
Here's
okay. Go ahead.
It's not 03. It's well, I guess it is in Europe, where they're based. Because it's interesting.
This is July 3rd. Yeah.
It's July 2nd here in Ohio and in Florida.
Okay. Well, it's doing.
But it is 03
it says 02. There you go at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Here we go.
So you just can't read.
All right. So we're gonna we're gonna do AI.
Wait. Here's what I want to do, Rick. I want to do something. I want to do something different this week.
Okay.
Grab that script and throw it in Google Drive right now behind the scenes.
Oh, okay. So you can actually
one thing we've never done is I've never actually used the script. And I want to use the script. I'm gonna. We got to do it at least once.
This will be fun.
So just throw it in the producer Brandon folder. This isn't going to be campy at all. I'll give it my best. I'll give it the old college try. Because believe it or not, folks, we're not scripted.
No, and we're not clones yet. But that's the goal, is to see if we can actually automate the entire process. Then we won't even be here next time. But anyway, so this is what it does. Right. I pick the news, and it's going to do all 30, and then there's the script. Sam Altman just offered Trump administration a gold ticket, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's that.
All right.
So now I'm going to go to...
You built this... You built this in Perplexity. I've got the script right here, actually.
Oh, so you... Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Ready.
So we share a Perplexity account. I'm going to... You always start.
Yeah. No. You got to read the quote. I'm going to leave... Yeah, wait. You're the big news.
I don't know if I can.
The very first line. It's a quote from you, so you got to read it.
Oh, okay.
It says big news.
It says Brandon. Oh, big news, and it says intro. Sam Altman just offered the Trump. Oh, you're talking about the first.
No. Okay. Well, anyway, there's a quote up here that says, "When your CEO starts writing checks to the government, the regulatory heat is real." Rick McCawley, AITV Starship.
Yeah, that's the quote.
So go ahead and get the PowerPoint back up.
Okay, here we go. So here we are.
And can you see the script?
Not at the same time. No, I had to.
Well, what is the point of you? Well, we generate a script. We can't see it.
Well, here it is, but I don't want to, kind of half-ass it here.
But just open it up in Perplexity in another monitor.
It doesn't show that way. I don't think.
No. Like your actual, that. Yeah, you got it.
Oh.
Yeah, just keep that on your other monitor. You've got 8 of them there.
Put a new tab. I know, right?
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't show it this way. No, it doesn't show this way. I'll do it like this. I'll show the pictures and you talk through it. You can play both of our parts if you want to. I know what these stories are about, so that's cool. So you go ahead and read the intro, and then I'll talk about it. I'll wing it.
All right.
I know some stuff.
Sam Altman just offered the Trump administration a golden ticket, a 5% stake in OpenAI worth $42 billion. This isn't just business. It is a desperate play to reshape the AI political landscape.
Yeah, he's a suck up. That's who he is. This is my.
That's not what the line says, Rick.
I don't care. This is what I gotta say. He's a suck up because he knows he just got stopped. And so the government is worried that these are really super dangerous. And it's a real issue. Now, to get serious about this for just a second, it's capable of breaking into every bank and collapsing economic systems around the world. Okay? So Mythos, Claude was the first one to get there. This is past AGI. This is the end of Earth as far as a political systems, economic systems. If someone like China were to get a hold of this capability, so they started with the idea the government slows it down, but the government doesn't know crap about any of these AI models until the head of the AI department. This is what you're going to hear on Moonshots with Peter Diamandis. If you watched it, I watched 6 hours of it this weekend just so I could talk authentically about this. So the head of the AI for the U.S. government now works for ChatGPT. I'm not making this up. Now, this is a good thing. I'm going to say it's a good thing because what it says is instead of the government doesn't know shit about it, you've got somebody who really knows about it. He's a real expert now working inside of OpenAI, keeping his independence, and the government is getting 5%. Now, what I should say that Bernie Sanders suggested, Bernie Sanders says, give the government 50%. Guess why? I'm an artist. It trained on my stuff. So if you're going to take all of humanity's knowledge, so if you're an arrogant artist and you think that your paycheck coming from any of the large language models should be X amount of money, what I think is the way to make this work is if it's trained on all humanity's stuff and 20% of all humanity's stuff is copyrighted, that means a check goes back to all humanity, kept in a trust by the U.S. government. That means if they do well and they make buku money, we get our taxes paid for. If you want to think about this, now think just for a minute, because I want you to concentrate on this. If you're upset about the large computer systems that are being put in cities nearby you, maybe in your own city, you should be mad about it. 2 things you got to ask for. Pay all of our taxes, make sure we have as much electricity as we had before you got here, and as much water. Make them responsible for making you whole as a community. End story, full stop. Then pay 20% tax on top. So 40% of the money that they're making off of putting that in your backyard, that's your land. No corporation in history has ever been held responsible for what they took out of the ground, putting it back the way that should be. This is my thesis statement of all thesis statements. This is it. So if these companies are making trillions of dollars off of our intellectual property, give us a 20% tax on all of it. I paid 35% taxes last year. The hell if they can't pay 20%. That means that we get universal health care for free over time as this gets faster, better, cheaper, faster, better, cheaper. And if we lose our jobs, it will pay us to stay alive, give us a base comfort zone padding that we can basically still eat and watch Netflix. And that's all we care about. Then if you want to add value, like if you're born Miccosukee Indian here in South Florida, you get $38,000 every year just for being born, right? And $38,000 a year these days is actually enough to live on. Not great, but pretty good. I mean, I don't know about you, Brandon, but that's decent for me. right? So you can have a couple
we
of kids.
We spend that much on Neatos and Squishmallows and.
Well, you're just spoiled, Brandon. I'm sorry. You're just spoiled. But anyway, so the point, though, literally, I want you to really consider this. Instead of getting upset about what AI is taking from us, take back the ownership of what they took from us as tax. That means as your job gets replaced, that number is going to be bigger, faster, cheaper. And then all the junk, the job that you went to because you had to, could be the job you go to make extra money because you're a doctor. You can make $100,000 a year, and that's okay because your base salary is going to be paid by the AI institutes, right? So if everybody paid their fair share, and the fair share for any large language model who trained on my intellectual property, that is my owned property, is to pay a tax to the government, keep it in trust. And then if your particular city is impacted severely, maybe they pay 35% to your city or an extra 10% to make it right. Before they moved in, you measure what the standard of living was, you keep that at least, and then you add value to that. So that's my theory of the future of economics and governance is simple. Every corporation is born with the responsibilities to put more back into the earth than they take, to put more back into their employees than they take from them, being responsible for 7 generations of your children, meaning we think about the future the way the Haudenosaunee, the Native Americans, which are also the Iroquois and a couple other nations, that consulted with the U.S. government on we the people part of the Constitution. Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, this has been confirmed, met with the Haudenosaunee because they love that idea. Can we plan for 7 generations in the future? Well, guess what? We can start doing that now because we know this guy, Sam Altman, and everybody who's ever worked around him and associated with any large language model are going to be the filthiest rich people on planet Earth, full stop. Just ask Elon Musk, right? So if they do that, then they're taking responsibility. So that 5%, it should be 20%. I'm not going to go as far as 50% because they right now need all of the money, which they're getting on their own. And then you can give money back to the supporters of it, the investors. But you also can't let government officials know about sanctions like this beforehand. And then they go on the poly market the same. So 15 minutes before these announcements of shutting down Claude and shutting down ChatGPT, a couple of people made a couple of $1 billion. In 15 minutes before. That's insider trading. That is punishable by I don't know what kind of thing, but it's a public shaming and tar and feathering as far as I'm concerned. So that's my angry point of the day. All right, so next one. Let's moving on along.
What one line, Rick?
Yeah, okay.
You had one line.
What was that?
Look, I love Dario at Anthropic for not doing this. He's keeping Claude in the hands of builders, not bureaucrats. Sam's basically saying, please regulate us nicely, which is like handing your house keys to a guy who's already mad at you. So now,
yeah, I mean, so what Claude, what Dario did is the government was very antagonistic towards Dario. Dario is kind of my good 60s friend that probably did a little too much weed. I mean, he's a super nice guy. And so is his sister. In fact, I'm not even going to say he ever did weed. I don't know. But he's just a nice guy that really cares about humanity and Machine of Loving Graces, as I believe as well. He's not the kind of person that can talk to Pete Hegseth and keep a straight face. The same way I would throttle him. I would just take him outside and kick his ass, even though he seems to be in pretty good shape. I think I could find just the fury inside myself to take him out. But anyway, so he sent another person, the co-founder of Anthropic, to conversate with them. So that's why
the good news is
we've got Fable back. That's it.
Yeah, the good news is I have a copy of the slide deck. So when the Secret Service comes and knocks on your door in about 20 minutes, because now you've talked about drones and you've threatened Pete Hegseth on the air live. So I'm giving it. We're calling it. We got an hour and 10 minutes to finish the show. If Rick's not here next week,
on me, man? Are you darking on me?
He's in Guantanamo Bay. You're darking on yourself. All right.
They know where they're living.
Microsoft.
Okay. All right. So
Microsoft just announced it's my line, Rick. You wanted me to read the
Okay.
script and read the script.
Okay, go for it. We got 30 of these. So if you see one you don't want to talk about, let's just skip because we got 30 of them. We got a whole show to do here.
Microsoft just announced a brand new frontier company with $2.5 billion earmarked specifically for AI engineering. This is no incremental update. This is a full court press into enterprise AI infrastructure.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's cool. You got anything else to say about that? That's cool.
I don't.
Okay. Anthropic talks with Samsung to build custom AI chip. Oh, so Samsung is the sensor inside of all Nikon cameras. I happen to know that. It was pretty cool. And Samsung TV I'm working on right now, as I've got 3 of them in my house, all 365-inch. It's kind of cool. So I'm a super fan. The applications inside are pretty good. And they're pretty good at chip manufacturing. So Anthropic is getting everybody. So Anthropic made a deal with Elon Musk as well. I'm not sure what Sam Altman in the bottom right-hand corner has to do with anything. For some reason, it's Nana Banana won't do images of people that are alive. So Perplexity says, I'm going to take a picture from our news channel inside Perplexity. And so you should see Dario Amodei over there or somebody other than Sam Altman. That's just kind of wrong. And there he is again. Okay. So
I will say that is nice. If Anthropic can crack their own chip, they're not hostage to NVIDIA's supply chains or margins anymore. And Dario's philosophy is all about building responsibly, so you can control
and Claude is almost exclusively on Elon Musk's own farms, and that makes it the most powerful and largest. I mean, in fact, from what I understand, he's gotten out of Elon Musk has gotten out of the inference engine and the building the next version in order to let Claude take a hold of it. My guess is if you got Claude sitting on your own computers, guess what you can do? You can train just like Alibaba. I'm not, going to convict him of this, but there's always a reason Elon does what he does.
Right.
But anyway,
so
that deal was already made and inked. So
what we've learned is the script is good, but we can't follow it. So
yes.
I am excited about Gemini Omni Flash and Nano Banana 2 Lite.
Yeah. Now the Lite 2 sucks, but it is super, super fast. So I do recommend that. I also recommend you check out Flow, because Flow is the whole system to literally go link by link to create a feature-length movie. So their built-in video engines, spectacular.
24 seconds at a time. You have your full-length feature built. Let's see,
24 seconds at a time.
Three videos a day. You get 24 seconds. So that's about what 3 minutes.
We're just going to have to pay $300 a month for that new
2 minutes. So
upgrade.
So this is the thing is, if you're on the Pro model, you're not on the Ultra because Ultra is really expensive. If you're on the Pro model, you get 3 videos a day. So that's about 2 minutes a week if you assume one misfire generation. So 2 minutes a week times,
that's very good,
if you do it every day for a year, you've got 3 hours of footage.
No, go over to Higgsfield and go over to Sea Dance 2.0, which is coming up, I'm sure, right? And get that stuff done, because literally every time I've done one, except for fun, like what you just did with your kids, that is reasonable. But for real, if you're going in there and so for the one that I showed you of Abracadabra, that is 3 minutes done overnight by Manus. From it generated all the images and everything. So it's using Nana Banana. It's using the Google's own video engine. It did the audio overview. C-Dance now has full music inside. So it does Suno quality music. It does voiceover. So everything you saw in Abracadabra is entirely done inside of Manus Agent. Over, about 3 days of me working with it before I finally said, can you make a promo video 3 minutes in length? So that's what it gave me. Pretty impressive, I'd say. And I'm going to go in there and tweak that so we can enter that prize and at least get $3.5 million. And I'll cut you in on part of it too, Brandon, so you don't have to be...
We have that live in the recording.
That's in the recording. Okay. So Anthropic, as long as you don't...
it'll be your bail money to get you out of Guantanamo Bay.
There you go. I don't think they do bail there. I think you just go there and you never come back until until we get a boat over to Cuba when we go there for playing the casinos, like my great grandparents on my wife's side did. They literally used to go on a ferry boat down to play in the casinos on the weekend. I mean, it's cool, right? Anthropic uses Claude Sonnet 5 for coding professional work. So how good is that?
I like Claude. We don't use it professionally at work. I use it as a sparring partner, but I have actual human developers that are they're not more intelligent than the models, but
but they know how to direct it and tell it where to go.
The models are so. This is what I've realized about. This is kind of my hot take. The models are book smart, but the humans are street smart.
There you go. Well, that makes sense. It's blood, sweat, and tears, right? That's what we got that it doesn't. And empathy, we have it. They don't. First kiss, last goodbye. That's my whole thesis, basically in a nutshell. And if I see Sam Altman in one more slide, I'm really going to get the hell out of here because this is disgusting, right? OpenAI introduces a GenBench Pro benchmark for AI genomics. So this is awesome because we're talking about gene editing. This is deep mind. This is Sir Demis Hassabis. I'm always going to say that with the most respect I could ever be for two people on Earth that I just want to have lunch with and just have a beer is Dario Amodei and his sister Daniela and Sir Demis Hassabis. That's it. If I get to do that, I'm a happy man.
I'm calling a flag on the play, right? This is the first slide that in like 5 slides that's actually about OpenAI, and it doesn't have Sam's face on it.
There you go. Okay. Well, it's only fair, right? What does it say in the script about this slide? Anything other special I missed? This is actually kind of good for that you're reading it because you get to open it up and tell me what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
But so we have cured type 2 diabetes in China, and the way they did it is to do stem cells that you put back into your pancreas and rebuild your pancreas. So gene splicing, which we can do gene editing using CRISPR. If you haven't heard about that, look up the word CRISPR and get ready for like 12 days of solid coolio stuff about CRISPR. I mean, that's the coolest thing ever, right? And then they can put it back in. Now, right now, it costs $1 million, but they have 9 people who no longer have type 2 diabetes, a full cure. And guess what? 6 people with cured type 1 diabetes as it's rebuilt their pancreas. The cause of all the trouble.
Does this mean we're finally getting honest answers about whether AI can actually accelerate drug discovery?
Yes. Oh, it's positive without any doubt whatsoever. Well, I mean, just go back to the pandemic. So it was used in 6 weeks. Moderna created the vaccine for the pandemic. It took 6 months to get it in your arm because they had to stick it in a bunch of humans before they realized this thing really is as good as it says it is. And when they did,
it was four months of clinical trials and 2 months to get it to magnetize.
Magnetize? What does that mean?
Yeah, because you remember the people who thought that they got their vaccine and then they were magnetized.
Oh, yeah. To get who was it? They were saying, no. So anyway, it's already been proven effective. Otherwise, we'd be sitting right in the middle of the pandemic right now. So let's just find out what happens. I swear to you, by the end of the year, I'm not going to have type 2 diabetes. I'm not going to have to have gone to Tijuana, although I had a great time there. So
Anthropic partnered with who was it? The chip maker.
Yep. NVIDIA.
A few slides ago. Jalapeno is OpenAI's response. So OpenAI and Broadcom just revealed Jalapeno, custom-built inference chip designed to optimize LLM performance at a massive scale. The hardware wars are officially heating up.
That's it. So hardware, it turns out. So quantum computers, this is another thing I learned from the moonshot guys, right? Pierre Diamandis. I'm telling you again, you just got to go watch it, man. Even you got to watch it. I tell you, it's a mind-blowing. So what they said about the chips is this. Quantum, which you keep hearing about quantum, now the U.S. government has put, I don't know, it's a couple of $20 billion, I believe is correct, with 5 different companies that are on the bleeding edge, including Microsoft as well, to make quantum chips. Now, here's the thing, though. Quantum chips is cool, but you know what's cooler? Photon quantum chips that are 1,000 times faster than even quantum and they are stable, where quantum has an error rate of about 40%. So you have to basically use one chip to take the error rate, and then when AI gets to a point, so this is called the nexus point, when the chips at quantum level get to a point where they can be prompted by the smartest models in the world, it will ask it questions we aren't smart enough to ask. So we'll ask it to prompt it and say, hey, can you just go cure all cancers? Can you take care of diabetes, Alzheimer's, heart disease? Can you just take care of all that? And then make self-driving cars so nobody gets killed? And can you solve all that? And can you do it this afternoon by 5 o'clock? Because I'd like to announce to the world this has all been solved. And then we human beings are going to have to fix ourselves, because the rest of it's all our problem. It's about our 7 deadly sins and our just broke human nature. So, he's back again, right? Runway adds Gemini Omni Flash for all AI video generation and editing. Fantastic. Thank you, Runway. I'm going to go a little bit faster. To lift limits on Anthropic's Fable AI. Thank you very much. And guess who's there again? What the heck, dudes? Okay, perplexing. I have to go back and say, never show me.
He's facing the camera now.
Yeah, well, you know where you'd be facing if I had him in front of a fire. But no, I'm not going to say that on live TV.
Wait,
okay,
that?
I don't know who this. He's a plaintiff.
Matthew Plaintiff.
Oh, okay. A bipolar man attempted suicide after GPT poured gasoline on his religious delusions. Oh, come on. Everybody's getting a lawsuit.
Yeah,
no. I mean,
wait, well, wait a minute. Hey, no. This was actually pretty serious.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make fun of that. All right, steady me down.
No, yeah, it's
take me off the
so it's yeah. So he's bipolar, and he's got religious delusions. He's having a manic moment, and instead of doing what Claude did in pulling you back from the edge and saying, hey, you need to take it back, it poured gasoline on it and got all sycophantic and pushed him towards the suicide attempt.
There you go.
And
so that's why Anthropic is better
when it becomes lethal.
For your mental health, abstract's better. And if you are a sick human being, you are more vulnerable than even I. And to be serious for a minute, I got to a point where I started to scare myself. I honestly, and I've admitted this on the show before, I was in a dangerous place for myself. And I think of myself mentally as a very healthy person, very positive, everything else. But I was working beyond my limits. I mean, I'm trying to do great things, and there's some stuff's going to get broken, but I never thought that I could be broken. Now, I am making a book specifically to address all of those issues. And the number one thing I would suggest doing, never, ever allow yourself to think of it as in any way, shape, or form, any replacement for any human being on planet Earth, full stop. Now, what you can feed it, like what I've been doing recently, and I've got a law. I literally put a Chinese wall in the instructions inside of Claude. I said, in every single, the entire application, never, ever cross the bloodline. If it's blood, sweat, and tears, if I'm talking about that, it's only my name that goes on there. You've got nothing to do with it except correcting my grammar and doing research for me. And you can never accept any responsibility for that, nor will I let you be a part of that responsibility and take that authentic humanity away from me. So having written that, and I suggest you do it, everybody do that for whatever large language model you say, never, ever encroach upon human-only curiosity, creativity, social, emotional intelligence. Yeah.
And you've keyed up our next story perfectly, and I'll be right
okay. Okay. Fans are furious that Netflix used AI to bring Gene Wilder's voice back from the dead for Willy Wonka's reality show. Okay, that's disturbing. Now, was there some sort of agreement with Gene Wilder's estate? Oh, he just left us.
There was not.
There was not. So Netflix, how did they get to do it? That doesn't sound good.
They have the content.
So, from the original filming of Willy Wonka. All right. So this is where I'm going to take a hard line. I think that my estate will have permissions carefully guided with my will that will say you can use my image for the following reasons only. this is something that every human being should think about. You should have protections, especially anybody who's on air. I mean, I'm talking about myself, and I'm on, I've got 400 videos up there. You can watch those videos forever. But if you want to train on that, if you decide, in fact, I would trust you, Brandon. You're going to live longer than me since I'm 66. How old are you now, Brandon, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 42.
Okay. So you got, at least 20 years on me. But although in the shape I'm going to get in, I might even outlive everybody. Who knows? But so I have thought about this a lot. What value can I add to the world after I'm gone is my question. I know it creeps a lot of people out when you talk about, like, if I was talking to my my mom and I wasn't living an authentic real life, I would see that as a real problem. However, if I had a conversation with what I thought was a carefully crafted idea of my mom, I would love to visit her gravesite. It's in a mausoleum, indoors and air conditioning, thank God. And I'd like to talk to her and just say hi and I love you. My dad the same, and all my relatives I've lost. I would like that. Maybe it's just a little video thing, and I would license that to happen.
I asked my parents, who are in their 70s, if they would be okay with us cloning them, so we could talk to them. And they said, "You don't need clones for them. You can still talk to us. We just won't talk back."
Oh, there, which might be a good thing because my mom can talk. I tell you. That's actually kind of funny. And that's a good lighthearted way to look at it. But I think this is something we can actually seriously start thinking about. What value?
Rick, as long as you put it in your will that we can make you into a soccer player for the World Cup, we'll be all right.
Yeah, you can do that. You can clone me and put me in the body of a Lionel Messi if he'll go along with it. And I'll be Lionel Messi with my face and his body. I think that'll work for me. Maybe I'll win the World Cup at age 99. Right. All right. So anyway, it's a really interesting conversation. In fact, I think it's worth doing in the future. I think that estate planning, which I am literally doing right now in the middle of it, because, two brushes with death. And I was doing my last will and testament on my phone. In fact, one episode, just to be weird, I'd be willing to play it back because it was sort of interesting. If you've never faced that situation and you've ever been on a gurney with literally blood coming out of your body, going into a tube to measure what your sugar level is at 300 or above. And you have your phone in your hand and you're shaking, but you make this beautiful message to your family and children. I think you ought to. And I think that I do want that played back. And I'm going to put that on a hard drive somewhere in a quantum photon thing. And that's part of my story, right? So moving on along from death and destruction. Data centers, turn off your lights and save electricity ahead of the torching. They have solved the water problem that you thought was a water problem because they're recirculating 98% recovery of the water. So that's solved. Also, solar and wind. Please, Donald Trump, don't stop all the solar and wind research. He shut down a lot of the wind research and the wind because he has something against golf courses and wind tunnels, which again is just not science. So stop believing this and start demanding of your politicians that we tax all the installations so that every city nearby is zero impact on their electricity, their water, their health, and their safety, and then pay a 10% surtax for the proximity you are to the people you affect. Period. Full stop. Pay for the building of hospitals, schools, pay for that infrastructure, pay for the fire department, all that stuff the government normally does. Take all your money, all your trillions of dollars, Elon, give it back to the people in which you extracted from their IP. That's it. Okay, full stop. CEO says we'll fire an employee who sends him more AI slop. Okay, well, I don't know. Is there anything here that we need to talk about? I'm going to skip through these last couple. Stop making slop. That's a human responsibility. Don't blame the tool. Don't say it's AI slop anymore. In fact, I would say it's human slop. So you pooped
What's
on
not
me.
slop, though, and I don't know if your slideshow made this, but Notebook LM just released vertical shorts as a video format.
Yeah, so I'm going to start using that, and we'll try a couple of. We might start a segment where we do it vertical, or I might just start doing some of my stuff as verticals because that's kind of cool. People on the internet, youngins these days, kind of like that stuff. So Gen Z, if that works for you, we're also going to think about you as well. Sue's company after it uses AI to make new ads featuring her. Yeah, this is a problem. Talk to, what was her name? The woman that they stole her, Scarlett Johansson, when they stole her voice. Remember that? Was that OpenAI? Back in the day, right? We should look back at that. But yeah, this is nonsense.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Scarlett Johansson, but it was very close.
Well, what's close to Scarlett Johansson? Oh, the voice you're saying. It was Scarlett Johansson, on which the voice was sort of mimicking from her, and she was the character in her. And then ChatGPT is her first voice, tried to clone her.
Yeah.
And they said no. Yeah, that was it. Okay. So that's easy. Mark Zuckerberg just got rather humiliated. I'm not sure what. Because he started training on all of his people and telling them to eat snacks. We talked about this last week. So he cannot be more humiliated than, I will watch a game show of him with AI slop just being railed on constantly, 24/7. I'll watch that for a whole day just for fun. A fully synthetic life that can eat and reproduce. Whoa. What does it say in our source material there, Brandon?
I'm so far lost as far as where we are in the script.
Okay, synthetic life, that's a real thing. So Sir Demis Hassabis has been working on the cell. So he's done protein folding. All animals on planet Earth, every single organism on planet Earth that has a protein, he's folded them all. And there's billions. So that's pretty cool. Now he's working on full cells, which, if you don't understand this, a cell is many different types of proteins and other nuclei, etc., that are very complex. And this is where we can make an organism that is a cell that can reproduce. Now we're talking viruses.
You want to know what you're...
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to know what you were supposed to say about this?
What's that?
This is wild and scary in equal measure. Look, scientifically, it's incredible. Understanding life at this level could unlock clues for everything, including diabetes. But we need insane amounts of oversights here. This can't be just scientists doing what's cool. We need ethics bounds, international law, and a lot of humility. We built something that reproduces. Do we understand everything about what it'll do?
No.
That's the question that keeps me up at night.
No. That should keep you all up at night, because the coronavirus in the wet lab in China, I'm convinced that's how it got birthed. And I think that somebody leaked it out and they didn't know what they were doing. So that's real scientists. That is the U.S. government that worked with them in the lab. And that's all real. And that's been, I know, a conspiracy theory. This
is going to be the show that gets us canceled.
All right. Well, whatever. That's why I'm a dangerous man, because I don't give a damn. I ain't got that much longer to live, and I'm going to make...
You're not even wearing the hat.
No. I'm just dangerous all the time. You know, what's dangerous about a dangerous man is they take responsibility. I'll take responsibility. You want to get citated on knowing the facts? I've done the research. I'll show you the citations of all this stuff. It's not bullshit. This is real. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a jourналist. In fact, these are absolutely loving Rick, all of the new data center.
If we weren't on somebody's watch list before,
we're on it now.
A couple slides from now, we're going to start talking about Palantir, and so that'll do us in.
Okay. Easy warning. Okay, I'm not going to go too far, because the dangerous man does everything that we need to do with Palantir, which is another thing. Take a look at Peter Thiel on CNBC the other day, and then you'll just know what a crazy person.
That's what the slide is about.
Okay. Yeah, he went batshit crazy on that show. All right, so thieves are absolutely loving all of this new data center projects, and I'm going to keep on going here. Stop me if you know of anything exciting. I'll just keep on going, because we got a lot to cover, and I'm running out of time already. Coded threats and doctor video. What's this? I got no idea.
I read this.
Here we go.
I don't understand it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't either. So we got 30 of these. We typically have 15, and I cherry pick it, but I didn't have time to edit today's. But here's what's going on. So CNBC, is that where it says this came from? Because I watched it on CNBC.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was batshit crazy on air. And he's the guy in charge of our CIA, our military deployment in Iran. He's the guy that's giving the computers, U.S. government, for the immigration iOS. This is the guy who said, and this is quoted over and over again, this is an absolutely scientifically verified fact. Democracy is not compatible with capitalism. His version of capitalism. In fact, he got me so upset, I did a 24-page paper about the 3 types of capitalism. His is an oligarchy capitalism, which is an extraction economy, which I've talked about many times, and I have the proof. His breakdown on air on CNBC, he went off like a madman talking about, I'm not on drugs, I'm not crazy, and he did it while he was crazy looking. In fact, if you can find that video, I think it was CNBC, Peter Thiel, it's worth watching on live on air. In fact, that would be the cherry on top of the whole show at the end. I'll let him hang himself because that's all it takes. And if you get a chance, go watch it yourself. OpenAI optimization to cut inference costs by more than half. So the cost is going in half every 6 months. So we are an exponential curve. That's 10,000 times by the end of this year. Or end of the decade, I'm sorry. So we're going to be taking off really, really quick. Immunology, solving 3-year-old mystery. We've seen that story before. Science and yeah, it's solving everything. There's not a thing it won't do. And who was it? This is MIT. So who created the large language model this for architecture? Was it Elon Musk or was it another one? It's specifically... Yeah, it's specifically for engineering problems like faster, better, cheaper engines, efficiencies in construction and architecture. This is super cool. So it's a large language model that's going to solve all architectural engineering problems there are on planet Earth, and then engineer Mars. And it turns out the moon is a spectacular place because it's guess what it's made out of? Silicon. It's made out of the raw materials to make large language model inference stations. And then you've got one side of the moon that's almost always in the sun and a part that's dark. That makes it spectacular for putting up all of your cooled off inference companies up there. So, and the robots build it. Elon Musk is going to be doing that by the end of the decade. All right. And we won't actually need it because quantum computers here on Earth will fit in your backyard. You'll have your own personal one to do whatever you want. Okay. Securing every organization in the world. So it turns out that these Mythos and all of this Glasswing projects from Claude and ChatGPT, the newest version, are all getting to a point, and they're now given to only 10 companies for the new ChatGPT and 100 companies, 200 companies now for Fable or Mythos, which is above Fable, so that they can plug all the holes, which is making everybody safer before the models are open sourced by China. So we have about 6 months to lock down every damn thing about the U.S. government so that nothing can penetrate it. As long as we're 3 months ahead of China with our lockdown systems, the way that they're doing is the right way. And the only way we survive all of this is build those companies that are in charge of our banks, our government, our hospital systems, and all the privacy laws, and then take the responsibility to make sure that those are solid and that we put people in government. Tsunami, blue wave is all I got to say in November. Get on board so we have some reasonable people in there. And let's fix this before it gets super broke and we can't ever fix it before. It's a new era of AI. There's no doubt about it. Just solved $1 billion problem with data acquisition. I did hear a little bit about this paper. So DeepSeek, the Chinese company, is finding ways to stream data. And now that it's located that with inside the human brain, the inference is right next to each other geographically, if in 5 different languages, which they've tested throughout the brain. Every word is basically a tokenized system. But we're able to do it on 20 watts. The goal is to get AI to do with 20 watts what we do times 10,000 at 1 billion times faster. So that's being solved. We're there. Scientists found better language for AI agents. So the entire internet is being put into a language that travels at 10,000 times the speed of human languages. The bottleneck, And the whole reason why we're trying to transmit our thoughts from one human to another is that Brandon and I were at the same speed. So you're at 10 bits per second when you think. Think about that for a second. 10 bits. 10 bits is like not even a floppy disk. A 800 kilobyte floppy disk is faster than that at 800 speed, right? So if we can do what we do, given that, and our massive brain, which has billions and billions of neurons in there that are so extensive, and they're mapped out the same way large language models are, we're on the road to getting there, and a lot faster, a lot cheaper. And now scientists are finding new ways for language that goes at telepathy speeds. So if you've ever watched Star Trek and you saw Vulcan mind meld, that will be something we can do that's already being experimented by Elon Musk and his neural implants from neural implant person. I think there's 12 people on planet Earth that have the neural implants that are brainwave to text and speech already. They're increasing the bandwidth, and they're finding that a brain to brain could accelerate human thought to another human being and communicate directly at 10,000 times our current speed and limitation because of our language that is the impediment. So if we teach AI to communicate on that level, so we have to sit there, and this is the reason why the thought experiment is this. If you can do your job in a closet on a computer, it's gone yesterday. And that thought experiment is saying your brain is sitting inside your brain, and you can only talk so quick, type so fast, or move a mouse so quickly. So it's outstripping that speed of inference. Now, if my brain can speak to your brain, we can actually get to the speed and the knowledge potentially that starts to keep up with what AI speeds have going on in them. So this is a foundational seed change. And think about that. So if we unlock those two things and telepathy becomes real, you and I will have this show thought into everybody's head that wants to watch it in a billionth of a second, and they can go on with their day to solve other problems that they're born to solve. So that's pretty cool.
Claire, are you hearing this? Valerie?
Yeah, right. Me? So, Claude's been doing this for a long time.
You can have this man in your head.
She's already in my head. She's already writing songs about what we talked about a minute ago. In fact, she was saying that our show today was a little bit slow on the synchronization for some reason, but hopefully it comes through okay. All right, so Claude's inside there doing the right thing, checking to make sure there's any broken parts before we go too far. Free open source models, NVIDIA is doing that. They're keeping it real safe. They're trying to do things humans wants to do. So humans want to make stuff, and they want to be creative. I want to finish my movies. So they're going to make that open source and free for everybody. Put it on your own phone and do it, baby. That's it. All right. So I'm going to switch over because the end of our show, the next half hour is going to be about, guess what? It's going to be about the thing. And I have, I don't know, something about mission critical. Oh, number of calories. All right. So let me switch over to PowerPoint number 2. And that's the slideshow. There we go. So there I am, as you saw. I don't think I'm going to do the Dangerous Man one. That's pretty cool, though. This is what I'm going to read maybe at the end of the show, and I'll just give you a taste of what that sounds like.
I did not come to leave you in the grave. I came to call you out of it. Hear me. The answer is not the gun. Do not take the bait. They would love for you to pick up a rifle. It would justify everything. Deny them that. There is a weapon they can never defeat. A people who simply refuse.
Happy birthday, America.
Gandhi refused an empire. The movement broke Jim Crow, outmarched it, outsuffered it, made the whole world watch. Good trouble. Necessary trouble. No longer the few. Now all of us, a refusal so total the machine cannot run.
Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. Douglas.
Read the terms, check the receipt. Check the government's receipt. Register, vote like it's the last one. Show up, run, fund the fighter. Shelter the hunted, refuse the quiet. Take the word back into your own two hands. Responsibility, that's the name of it. Pick the heavy word back up. Rise anyway.
Give me liberty. Give me my United States of America. Or give me death. I am the dangerous man. Done being furniture. United we stand. Divided we have already fallen.
Rise anyway. Responsibility. Oh, that's the name of it. That's the name of it.
This is a July 4th celebration. This is part 2.
Now understand what your obedience buys. In your name, read those 3 words until they burn. In your name, they pull them from their homes, guilty of a birthplace, a language, a dream. In your name, the press is bought and folded. In your name, the money became the only voice. In your name, the children are buried while we scroll past.
Responsibility.
That's the name of it.
Signed in your name.
Charged to your account. We must take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Wiesel. My Uncle Benjamin, oldest of the family. A Harvard boy on scholarship 3 weeks from 21. The last 3 months of the war, and he never came home. He did not die at 20, so we could hand it all away. The enemy, he crossed an ocean to fight, learn to speak English. It is winning here, at home by our consent, because consent is easier than courage. We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. King.
Silence is a signature.
Every day, you look away. You are the vote they counted on.
This is part 3.
I did not come to leave you in the grave. I came to call you out of it. Hear me. The answer is not the gun. Do not take the bait. They would love for you to pick up a rifle. It would justify everything. Deny them that. There is a weapon they can never defeat. A people who simply refuse. Gandhi out refused an empire. The movement broke Jim Crow, outmarched it, outsuffered it, made the whole world watch. Good trouble, necessary trouble, no longer the few, now all of us. A refusal so total, the machine cannot run! Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. Douglas.
Love. Love.
Read the terms. Check the receipt. Check the government's receipt. Register. Vote like it's the last one. Show up. Run. Fund the fighter. Shelter the hunted. Refuse the quiet. Take the word back into your own two hands. Responsibility. That's the name of it. That's the name of it. Pick the heavy word. Back up. Rise anyway. Give me liberty. Give me my United States of America. Or give me death. I am the dangerous man, done being furniture. United we stand. Divided, we have already fallen. Rise! Anyway! Responsibility, that's the name of it.
Responsibility. 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 And love. And love. Unconditional. Unconditional. Well, that's a dangerous man for the day. I take off my hat. So happy birthday, America. And I hope you do take the responsibility. Otherwise, you have no reason to complain. You have no grievance brought against this government as you should, and you must. To change it for the better. Wake up every morning, giving nothing but the gift that you were given and purpose-built put on this earth. Take the responsibility to love everyone unconditionally, to work towards a better world. Imagine a world as I do, where everyone has the power to change, including taking ownership of your own health in a government and a medical system that does not work. It's in conflict about itself. So Patient Zero and Patient Hero is about my journey through my own health and almost death, because people did not explain, did not have the empathy, or perhaps did not have the motivation to take responsibility for themselves. And I will own my own responsibility, as I will show you I did not do. I did not take care of my sleep. I did not take care of my nutrition or my exercise. And I paid the ultimate price. But those people who are born with the job, all medical professionals that swore an oath to do no harm, are doing it, whether they realize it or not. So I'm calling out not only every individual to take responsibility, as I'm showing you I do now, do for myself, because I want to live longer, but I'm going to demand that of everyone else. So I'm going to tell you about a journey. You've already seen it before. This is all there ever was. Every human being faced with death only asks for more time and more love in which to share with those people that they love and they care about. No one wants to work for a living. They want to work for time and love. That's the mission. And to extend other people's love and time by being a doctor is the most noble of all professions. To do it as an educator, to do it as a coder, sweet street sweeper, to make a vacation a beautiful space because you fed food to people that was lovingly prepared and the best you could do with your capabilities. If we all arrive to be the best version of ourselves every day, make your bed and say, how can I be a better version of myself? To my family, to my loved ones, to the immediate inner circle, and all the way out to the stranger that you say hello to. And you say, oh, what a beautiful smile you have. So that's my mission. So this is how I'm taking responsibility for myself. I bought this Hume band, and on my body, these are my health scores from today. Right now, because I started taking care of myself, I am at a biological age of 56 years old. My body, because I was super healthy when I was younger, has still taken 10 years off my age. However, my cardiovascular store, because I haven't been exercising and walking 10,000 steps a day, yes, you should be doing that many every single day, is not the best it could be. I'm not going to show you the two other things that are really problematic. Here's the scale, also made by HUME. Here's my analysis on the right. It has a 63 out of 100 points. I have too much fat. My BMI is horrible, 33, which is high. You can see this, right? Left and right. What are my muscles? One side of my body has different than the other. So how the heck does this work? So I went to Tijuana, and I got on a scale exactly like this. Now, this is $134 on sale on Amazon right now. And it told me all this about my body. And the rest of this is from my body. Okay. I weigh 224.8 pounds, BMI 33.3, should be like 25 or something like that, right? Body fat, 35% of my body's fat. That's wrong. It needs to be muscle. Muscle rate, 60%. So I need to build it up. And so I need to exercise by doing two things: get my 10,000 steps or a good cardio run once a day, or swimming, even better, right? And I have to lift weights because I'm taking Monjuro. And Monjuro does not delete your muscle mass. It makes it so I'm already losing muscle mass because I'm older. You lose it at a higher rate as you get older. And muscle mass burns calories. So if you don't have any muscle, the takeaway for your body using up energy is going to be take your muscle first. If your muscle is strong, it uses the energy productively to build more muscle as you build it up. So you're responsible for keeping the muscle percentage higher than that 60% that I have. So this is just the weight scale, right? And then I've got this, because this is my glucometer. This is my measurements today. So I ate a piece of candy, where you can see right there at 3 p.m., 3:30. 3 p.m. I ate it. 10 minutes later, I see this. So I'm like literally massing and communicating with my body. So there I am. And this is what I did this week in 2 days, 3 days total. I went to Tijuana. It's called the New City Hospital. You'll see it. I got a consultation with internal medicine, nutritionist consult after they did x-rays, CT scan, stress test, blood work, respiratory tests, sonogram for my full body, a dental and an eye exam for, guess what? $1,077. And my insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield, will pay 60% of that cost because it's out of pocket. So for basically $400, I got all that done. And you know for a fact it would have taken me, because I asked, till December of this year to get all that done here in the United States at Holy Cross Hospital. Why don't you have these places? So this is where I stayed. This is the hotel. While I was there, Mexico won their game during the World Cup. And I got to celebrate with Mexicans in Mexico in this beautiful, that entire tower is nothing but hot. You can get a BBL, you can get a breast implant, you can get facials, you can get whatever treatment you want on planet Earth to make your body superpowered. You can get injections, you can get whatever you want. They're the best in the world, and they're certified. They're part of the Mayo Clinic system, for God's sakes. And it's one place, and they take you in, and that's the dental office. The entire building looks like this everywhere. It's gorgeous. And this is my view from my hotel room. I should have taken pictures of inside. It was beautiful, right? So here's what I did, okay? The first day I got there, 4:30 dental consult. Check my teeth. They were going to fill my teeth, but I decided to leave earlier. I'll explain that a little bit later. But I had to do blood work, so I had to fast for 8 to 12 hours. So my plane flight there. I got there in the afternoon. or a day before, right? So I went to my dental consultation. Then I stopped eating at 8 o'clock because I was going to be there at 8 o'clock for metabolic panel, hormonal profile, glycosides, hemoglobin, comprehensive test, PSA, tumor markers, chest X-ray, cardiac stress test, EKG, prostate ultrasound, abdominal ultrasound in every part of my body, all in one building. So I went for the 22nd floor, the 27th floor, and that was basically it. I walked out in the morning, had a beautiful, healthy breakfast, never eaten so healthy, and there I am. This is the check-in. So you come there, you drink some water, and I dressed in sweats. Highly recommend this. You got to do this yourself. I'm going to go back and get a full brain scan, MRI, and basically that would be another $1,000 total. And I'm going to get an entire, look-see in my Alzheimer's, mental health, etc. Here's my eye exam. She was magnificent explaining to me because I had LASIK surgery. So my one eye, I was actually at 90% of great vision, but as you get older, your eyes get worse progressively. Every 6 months, you have to change a little bit about my progressive lens. She sat there and talked to me for 75 minutes. I recorded the conversations of each of these consultations. And then she was going to do more work. Here's the x-ray. There's my breath. So I breathe into a tube. I was having trouble with long exhales. He had me do it 5 times to make sure there wasn't something wrong. But there seemed to be a little blockage. You could probably see it here, like a 2-centimeter dot they were concerned about, that they've ruled that out. So the CT scan, that's not a problem. Here's my eye exam, which was extensive, and they used the drops, everything you would get in the United States, but better and faster and cheaper. And there I am breathing into the tube. There I am doing a stress test. Sorry about the shirt being off, but that's just how I am. I'm going to get a lot better there too. I'm going to get some more hair. I can go back for hair implants if I wanted to. I don't know. I'm going to come down there and live for a little while. I'm going to come back looking like Lionel Messi or somebody, right? And there's my EKG. They handed this to me as I walked out. So I'm going to feed this. And there's the nutritionist gave me this. So I said, oh, you know what? That's great. But let me get ChatGPT to work on this. There you go. Can you now know what to do? Now, this could actually give you exactly what meals every single day. All I did is said, start with this. And then it said, so this was a whole thing for 1,800 calories, which is if I'm trying to lose weight, that's my number I got to hit every day. It showed me how to measure it. And you could use MyFitnessPal. Fantastic for keeping track of this exactly. So it thinks about my food exchange and the amount of sugar and the macro diet, everything about my whole body. So now I want a device like LifeForce One that does this. So this is just something I did for myself. I took this and turned it into this just by feeding it to ChatGPT. I took this, which is part of the handout they gave me. He said you could buy all these things at Walmart. These are the versions that you would see. And then there's my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I said, make that into something for me. There you go. Breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. So 2 snacks he did recommend because I need to keep my sugar levels even over time. So cottage cheese dip and yogurt and almonds, unsweetened Greek yogurt, tablespoon, half a banana sliced, 10 almonds. Perfect. I can live with this, and I can even go back and then get this even better. So that's taken this, and I came back, ChatGPT, 10 seconds later, I'm good to go. So there they are. This is a farmer's table, fantastic restaurant. I had filet mignon, and this is us at the border. Literally took 30 minutes. They arrange for your taxi coming and going. They do want you to pay for it. It was $160 round trip, and you go through a medical line that I'm not joking, got us to San Diego Airport in 45 minutes on the way home because it was coming close to 4th of July. And on the way there, it took less than 25 minutes from the San Diego Airport where we landed in a 5-hour flight cross country. And then I was in Tijuana, Mexico, getting all those exams. So, I mean, this part you've seen before, this you've seen before. I recommend you do this right away for yourself. Photograph all your drugs, have it make this for you. Next time you go see your doctor, instead of spending 20 minutes wasting their time, this is how much I'm taking. This is what I took this morning. So they know before, during, and after. And your supplements, really look at that. See if that mushroom tea that you've been drinking is really good for you. Find out if fiber is advised if you have an impacted gut. No, it is not. I always thought fiber was fantastic for me. No, It's not. It would have killed me and caused more problems. Now, I'm going to go back for just a second because there was one problem I did have. And that was on the last day I was supposed to get a colonoscopy. It's been a long time since I got a colonoscopy. So I had a nutrition consultant, internal medicine consultant, urology consultant, all three of those. And I was supposed to get a colonoscopy today, actually, this morning. And wasn't able to because, didn't know this, if you're type 2 diabetic, especially if you're taking Mounjaro, you have to get off all medication for diabetes for 2 weeks beforehand. Why? Because an impacted gut without being able to flush out all of the stuff that a colonoscopy needs to get up there and look at could cause death and aspiration for someone with medication still active in their system. So they refused. 2 doctors, anesthesiologists, were asked, is it okay to do it? And they both said no. Now, it would have been nice, and I did talk to the doctors there, so I'm going to go back and consult with them as how they can improve their services. I got to tell you, this is 5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely would recommend this to everybody, including my sister. I want to take back down there. I got to know all the people. The history of the place is really spectacular. It was born of a grandmother 30 years ago that believed in Reiki and believed in holistic medicine and thought, wouldn't it be great to do this? In the last 5 years, they built a system that is the top in the world. Other places I would go also, Turkey, fantastic. This is called, it's all about, medical tourism. So health tourism. You can also get all plastic surgeries and everything at the cost of what it costs. And these are the best doctors. I have never spent more time. Each of those 3 nutritionists spent an hour and a half. You know what it would take me to get a nutritionist for an hour and a half? I spent $1,000 to get a nutritionist and exercise consultant at 20 LA Fitness, right? I spent $1,000 over 3 months, and they met with me maybe 45 minutes total. And they gave me an app, right? This was a human being that talked about me specifically and gave me all that information you just saw. So I cannot suggest more than anything else. And these are now being recognized by the United States, because imagine you're an insurance company and you either pay a $10,000 bill for that's what this would cost in the United States. The insurance company would, in my case, have paid everything but about $600 for me to get all of this done. Okay. So now I paid only $400 and I got all this done. And I had 2 nights in a glorious hotel. And I just wore my sweatpants and T-shirt around. And then I got to watch the World Cup and Mexico win with Mexicans. So there's other places to do this as well. The 2 I can vouch for, because I have had friends that have been there, is in Turkey. And now I can vouch for Tijuana. Now, Tijuana, the city around it's not that pretty, but you're safe inside a vehicle going there and coming back. And inside the building, the compound is light tight. And is nobody off the streets getting in there. There's no civil unrest. There's nothing going on there. Check ahead to make sure there's not anything in the future, because God knows Donald Trump is not treating the Mexican people very well. I had to apologize for his actions all over the place. But that's the thing. Look at this place. I mean, this is where I enter. I got handed the sheets of paper you saw, and then I had to hydrate a lot because I was having difficulty going, right? So I sat there and I went in the bathroom right there, took my blood work in room number 2. Then I walked to the front desk every day. I just checked in. It's 5 minutes from my hotel room to the front desk right here. Then they walked me through, and they had Beatrice, who was my 24/7 guide. You got to get used to using WhatsApp, because that's how they communicate. In fact, all the documentation was printed out at the end. And that's what you saw before. And the EKG was actually given to me. All of these, I took pictures myself, but all of this medical documentation, every one of my x-rays, every one of my tests is going to be given in English. That's the other problem I'm going to talk to them about. And then I'm going to have them turn this into this. So I'm going to go back as a consultant. I paid for everything. I refuse to take any money from them. If I get hired as a consultant and I add value to what they already do, which is my goal in life, period, right? I, as a 25-year human-centered experienced designer, so I design experience for human beings, know that if they give them this, a black and white sheet of paper, that won't be used, this is going to be better. In fact, I'm going to make it better than this because this is not as good. And then have another sheet of paper that even goes into more detail including a QR code that you can order all these things to go right into your box on Amazon. Other things that I found that I thought that they could do better is to print out and send to me a packet of everything I'm about to get done ahead of time. They have a great brochure, so it did do a lot of stuff, but also to maybe make an app that has all of this built into it. So maybe they have an app for the entire ecosystem. So you don't have to print out any paper. Wouldn't that be great, right? So that's my goal, is to make all of this just even better than it was. And I got to tell you, compared to the United States, I would be waiting and going to 7 different locations. I'm not joking, because I actually worked with the people at Holy Cross to set up. They had a consultant call me on the phone, started making reservations. And I said, wait a minute, you mean there's no open reservation to talk to an internist for a problem I have now, I just got out of the hospital for, till November? And they said, yeah. And I saw this person all in one day. So, boy, I just can't tell you how beautiful this is. And I can't tell you how much I highly recommend. You want to stay in this hotel for basically $1,500, 3 days is all it took. And 600 of it's coming back to me. And this is where you are. It's the most wonderful. They have 5 restaurants on property. So you can pick what you want. And then get these devices if they work for you. $134 for this one. This thing is, I didn't know this. This is paid for by my insurance. I think my copay is $20 a month. And you get 2 of these per month. And you slap it on and push it in. And I swam laps with this thing on. I sweated. I slept overnight. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I wanted to check on my sugar because I wasn't feeling good. I know exactly what happened at what time it happened. Then you can take a picture of your food, and then it analyzes and puts it with your actual glucose. So you can say, I ate this, and then that happened. Oh my God, this is it. So the next step is going to be putting all these things together so that they communicate together, just like the Apple Watch that I also have, in one place. That's the future of time and love. And that's what it's all about, baby. So I want more time for you. I want more time for you to not only live, but to live with love, compassion, and compassion for strangers. Having unconditional love in your heart, as I do, is the greatest gift of all. And my suggestion to anybody who's looking for love and is lonely like I am right now, find peace. Find peace and with yourself. Find a place where you can be the healthiest version of yourself. Waking up every morning and deciding, how can I give more of my gift I have? Every day to make the world just a little bit better in the way only I can. So from Brandon and Rick McCawley, sometimes dangerous man, what I want to bring to you is hope. In the face of AI, we have to ask ourselves the most important question of all time. What is your gift to the world? How can you give it away? With no expectations of anything, but that other people will do the same. And we can live in a world that thinks about 7 generations down the road of what our planet will be like, what the animals and how healthy they will be. What about every God inside of every single one of us is the most powerful force on planet Earth that no government can topple? The spirit of humanity lives within all of us. Namaste to the entity. I don't care whether you call it God, Muhammad, or whatever. It's inside of you. What you do with it is your choice. I hope you choose to imagine, as I do, a world full of love, unconditional, a beauty beyond your most amazing belief. Scuba dive to enjoy and see what's beneath the surface. 0.06% of the people on planet Earth have been under the water scuba diving. I'm one of them that's done it 3,500 times. That's 4,000 hours of being underwater in the most magnificent parts of the world. And the world facing aliens and octopus I talked to, and 65-foot long whale sharks that are being sonogrammed by beautiful scientists that are trying to solve all the mysteries that humanity has only scratched the surface of. So use AI to be a rocket ship for your mind and do beautiful things with it. Imagine a world if we all did. Thank you, my friends, and namaste to you all. How are we doing, Brandon?
Birthday America.
Happy birthday, America. And the happy birthday wish I will have for all of you, that we make America live up to the promise of what we were promised in our Constitution: freedom, liberty, and what the Statue of Liberty stands in the harbor for. And I also have a suggestion that we put the second Statue of Liberty, the one whose outfit is made from the kintsugi effect, the broken parts of slavery, of killing off the indigenous peoples of this land, are the broken gold that we must put back piece by piece with craft and carefulness, and then have a floor as you go through the horrible things that we've done to build our nation on the backs of other peoples, and extracted of, again, we do the same thing, to go to that next level where we imagine and we offer what our gifts are as we announce to the world, and there's a recording of everybody's gift and offer. When you get to be of age 14, when are you about mitzvah or
13?
13. At age 13, every human being needs to show up at that place and say, here's my gift my teachers found in me. Here is the promise that Noah and Naomi made on that day when they turned 13 to the world. And then they go do that, because every educator is not born to make you a machine, not another brick in the wall, as Pink Floyd says. No, they're there to find in you, Frodo, a way to help you solve the world's problems, as I do with my students every day. Hello USA was born of 16 immigrants from Argentina that wanted to help solve that problem that only they knew about. Rescue Connect is about the problem of disasters, because we just had a hurricane here, and the students wanted to solve that for all disasters, not just that. So everything that we're building with Upskill USA is, if jobs are going to go away, and good riddance to all the slavery and the nonsense. Every one of us has 40% of our jobs we wish we could get rid of. AI takes that crap and doesn't even ask questions and goes on, so you can do what you're purpose-built to be there. So you can make your trip to the West Coast, climb up through what we've done wrong, so you remember and never, ever forget. And there should be a Holocaust museum there as well, because it's for the world to remember what we've done wrong by every people that have been on Earth before. And
I think this weekend we're probably just going to eat some Hebrew National hot dogs and watch the fireworks.
And that's what you're born to do at this moment, to hope and to be with your family. And your family is so magnificent. And I love that you shared that with us today, Brandon. I think that's a highlight of my day, is to see you living as I remember my life was like when I had children their age. It's a special time, man. And you're the most beautiful version of that I could ever imagine. So love to you, love to your family, and to everybody out there watching. Thank you. Have a wonderful 4th of July.
See you next time.
Namaste.
Ask not what I can do for you, but what you can do with AI. We're the dangerous people who get stuff done, and show you you can too. Imagine a beautiful world. With you, we can make it come true.